So I got a question just the other day from a guy named Sam Wilbur. His question reads, "Great info. Been a while since you uploaded this video. So I was wondering how the dogwood trees turned out. I've got a Cornus controversa that I would like to try and propagate next time it needs a prune." So the video he's talking about is one that I did last spring, and it was a whole slew of different types of cuttings. There was Weigela, there was dogwood trees, there was some yellow twig dogwood, there was spirea, all kinds of things in there. And if you guys remember that video, I actually cooked the cuttings. And not only did I cook the cuttings, I used that same propagation effort, that same experiment, to go through another experiment in which I just put them outside in the freezing cold, through the rain, through the ice, through the snow, through all of it, to show you that you can in fact overwinter your cuttings right outside in the wide open. The snow's not going to hurt them, the freezing's not going to hurt them, and as long as they're cold hardy to your area. So if you guys haven't seen that first video, I didn't actually put them in a series. I'll put the link to the first video up here, and then the second video was all about overwintering them. I'll put a link to that video up here, so go back and watch those. Anyway, Sam is in particular interested in the dogwood trees. Now, before I show it to you, let me tell you, these are not just red twig or yellow twig dogwood cuttings that he's interested in. He wants to know about the trees, dogwood trees. And so this video is going to be just mainly showing what happened after 1 year of taking softwood cuttings of dogwood trees. Now, remember, we cooked these cuttings and we also abused them through the winter, and then I've done nothing with them since. These cuttings are still in the same exact little, not tote, but little cuttings bed that they were in when I first originally stuck them. I never fertilized them, I never did nothing. They're sitting over in the corner of the hoop house, and all I did was keep them watered through the summer. I should have potted them up and done something with them, but I never did because I've just been so busy and had so much going on around here. But let's go take a look at these guys and see what we got. Alright, so there it is, guys. There is the little setup of all those cuttings that we did. And you can see there are tons of weeds throughout all of this. But I've got some Weigela going on here, variegated Weigela. I've got some Java Red Weigela. We've got the yellow twig dogwoods that we did. I've got the spirea. And it's amazing that it's all still growing. I think we've got some rows of Sharon in there somewhere. But it's amazing to me that it's all still growing despite all these weeds and not doing anything with them. They've been sitting in here all this time. Tons of roots. You can see I got roots coming out the bottom of this tote. But what Sam is interested in most is the dogwood trees, and so I want to show you what I've got. This is what I actually have. Right here, I was just looking at it, and like I said, tons of weeds here. But you can see I've got one dogwood tree. Now I took pink and white dogwood cuttings, and this, I believe, I forgot which one was which. I had one row of white and one row of pink. I'm pretty sure this is the pink, but let's pull this out here and see what we've got. And there it is. You guys see them roots? This sucker rooted and did great. And I mean, what I really need to do is pot that up in a 2 or 3 gallon pot and fertilize it and grow it on well, and I probably will, because this experiment was also to show me whether or not I could propagate dogwoods with softwood cuttings, dogwood trees, not the shrubs, not the yellow twig or red twig dogwoods, but dogwood trees. This is I believe a pink dogwood tree, and here's Johnny, I believe a pink dogwood tree, and it actually did take root. Now, obviously, we've got a mess going on here, and that was the only one that took, and I attribute that to the fact that I first cooked all of the cuttings. You can see there's one right there, it didn't make it. I cooked all the cuttings and then beat them up through the winter. You'd probably get much better results if you actually took better care of these guys and really had a sole purpose of just trying to get these dogwoods to root. So there it is, Sam. You can, in fact, root dogwood trees by cutting, and like I said, this was taken as a softwood cutting in the springtime. Isn't that cool? That sucker just rooted on nice, and it's a nice little tree. I just need to actually pot it up, so I think I'm going to do that with this guy now. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. But yes, you can actually root dogwood trees by cutting, and I did these, like I said, as softwood cuttings in the early springtime. So Right now probably wouldn't be a good time, but next spring when it starts flushing out with new growth, you'll be able to take some cuttings. Thanks for the question, Sam. I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to follow along. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.